Hi, I'm Mark Stevens. I would like to share with you a few of my thoughts about yoga, and especially teaching yoga. I'm imagining that if you're here watching this video, that you're probably on the teaching path. Perhaps you've been teaching yoga for many years, perhaps you are a teacher trainer, or perhaps you're new to this path and you're in a yoga teacher training program or interested in exploring that. Yoga has made my life better in every respect that I sense. Physically, mentally more clear, emotionally more in balance, and really just open more to the spirit and the magnificence, the beauty of it all in everything. I'm convinced that I'm not alone in this, that you probably share similar experiences. And I would suggest that our students, when they come to a yoga class, what they are most looking for is inspiration, most looking to be uplifted. And our words and our actions, our example matter inestimably in bringing that, sharing those qualities with our students. When we teach or when we do other things that share information about yoga, such as writing books, it's very easy to go down deep into sort of the technical details, the technical granular details and minutiae of it all. I think that is important. I think what is most important in yoga is practicing yoga. That's why I get on my mat every day. For over 30 years, every day I get on my mat. And my practice is different. It certainly is different today at age 65 in 2024 than it was 32 years ago when I first stepped onto a yoga mat and committed to a serious practice. I had earlier practice in my teen years, much younger, for a couple of years. It didn't last for lots of different reasons. So, coming back round, as we go out into the world to share the practice with others, I think it is essential to stay on our mat, to practice, but it's also important to deepen our understanding of everything that relates to yoga, including if we're teaching postural practices and asking our students to contort themselves, to do certain things energetically within this temple of the body. It's important to understand that body in terms of sort of the lens of insight that we gain through scientific medicine, through scientific understandings of the body, including the science of anatomy and the sciences of human physiology and kinesiology. I think these are essential. Even if we're scratching the surface in our understandings, every little bit of new information that we bring to our students can be very helpful and insightful to them in their personal practices. But it's not all that there is. We feel and want more in our yoga practices. I love playing this harmonium, and not just for the sake of playing the harmonium, but joining it with voice, with soundings, with bhakti, with sharing the sounds of yoga. And I think that this in itself is very inspiring and uplifting for ourselves, for our students, and there are, of course, infinite other possibilities for how we might come to sharing the practice in the most meaningful ways that we possibly can. I've written many books about yoga, primarily about teaching yoga, and my intention with the books is to provide clear guidance to teachers so that you can then in turn be the best guide as possible for your students. And I like the idea of thinking of ourselves as guides rather than instructors. Yes, we are instructing. Yes, we are teaching. But you might imagine a path through a forest or into the mountains or across the deserts, wherever it happens to be. Ideally, you have walked many of these paths before you guide your students along them, and you have a sense of what's there and how best to engage with it, to be in it, and to perhaps pause sometimes to go deeper with certain experiences out along that path. Giving this guidance to our students in ways that really listen to them, to their needs, to their conditions, to their intentions in their practice. And then from this, weaving together clear guidance with our voice, with visual demonstration, with hands-on cueing, if that's a part of your practice, all of which I think can bring value in the practice to our students, insight to our students. However you approach it all, learning more about it all, and finding more and more ways to weave it all in ways that bring your students more and more to the wholeness of what yoga can offer in their lives, all so important. I am grateful to Macro Editions for publishing my books in French and Italian languages. Thank you so much for this. And I hope in opening up to more audiences, more readers of my books, that there's an opportunity for me to make more of a deep and personal connection with each and every person who does read my books. I encourage you to explore on the Macro website the variety of resources that they offer to teachers, to authors, to students, to others that are on these various paths, and to tap into this wonderful, wonderful, amazing library of resources that Macro Editions provides. And I encourage you, if you're online, check out my resources, my offerings. If you're in California, come visit. And I also travel to Europe often and would love it to cross your path out there. I wish you all the best on your path, and I wish you a beautiful day today. Namaste.